Congratulations on winning the Grand Jury Prize at Sundance this year with this film.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're totally honored to have you with us tonight. And Slava, maybe you can tell us a little bit about how you connected with Brendan to make this film, because you and Andrey, I think, were shooting the footage, right?
Yes. I think Paula can...
Paula, you want to answer that? Go ahead.
It started. Brendan and Daniela were working on a project with Slava and Anya to do an animated series with the figurines, and then the war broke out. So once they checked in with them and found out they were okay and what was happening, and that Slava had joined the special forces and they were doing art at night, over the course of quite a bit of time, we started sending cameras through a volunteer who smuggled them in through Poland into Ukraine, and Brendan and Slava and Andrey worked together over Zoom, and Brendan taught them how to use the equipment. And then they started filming and uploading the footage, and then we started the process of actually working with them to put the film together.
And for me, it was incredible opportunity to share our experience, show for other people all this amazing action around us, and understood our responsibility, because all my friends help us make this film. I was able work on this film only because when I hold my camera, somebody take my rifle and fight instead of me.
Right. So Paula, you're saying that the animation that we see, on the porcelain figurines is kind of what the original project was going to be that Brendan was working on with Slava and Anya. And then, it obviously made its way into the film, but the film is obviously more about the war at this point.
Yeah, it wasn't these figurines, specifically these figurines. Slava and Anya decided that would be they wanted to tell their past and then the time of the invasion and their hope for the future through that. But the concept came from that. And then we worked with a company called Blue Animation in Poland, and hand drew 7,000 frames of art that were then composited onto the figurines. And then Slava became a visual effects plates filmer as well.
Yes, they make absolutely amazing job. They take from us photo of all our work from 20 years and investigate Anya's style and start to be able to continue Anya's work and draw something new.
To bring them to life.
Yes.
Slava, so the film is full of the metaphor about the porcelain figurines and the fact that, they're fragile, but yet unbreakable and eternal. Was that always in Anya's mind and yours to work with porcelain for that reason? Or did that come about, since the war broke out, that you realized how symbolic the figurines were?
So we really we find this connection and this metaphor every time. It's also the porcelain connected, even name of porcelain connected to shells, to snails, for example. And this material is really familiar for us, and it's just a good way to work together for Anya and me. And we started this project many years ago, and it was successful and easy to transform for any other kind of art, movie, for example.
Right. So I don't know how many people in the audience know this, but I know about Daka Braka, which is the band that is all over the soundtrack. They are, speaking about how art matters during wartime. I've seen them, I think, 3 times since the war broke out. Here, obviously, they've been touring the States. Slava, do you happen to know them by any chance, or who chose to bring their music into the film, which fits so perfectly?
we knew Dacha a long time. Andrey, for example, make his painting use this music for inspiration a long
Yeah.
time, and
Oh,
he showed us this group one day, and we met Dacha in Boulder, Colorado, week ago. Last weekend, they have a concert. Yes, and we hug and
yeah.
and laugh and cry all. When Brandon asked us about music for film, we show different kind, but of course we have dream about Dacha in this movie, and finally it's the best choice.
They were so generous as well. When we met them, and Yell and I had a Zoom with them, and they just immediately said, "We want to help. You
Yeah.
can have all of our music." And the money that was paid for licensing of music, they donated to help musicians and their families who are soldiers. So
they're amazing. They're not only so beautiful music, they are so kind and so good humans.
Right. I have one or two more questions for you, and then I'll take a couple of audience questions and I'll repeat them so you can hear them. But so I think this is for me, my most important question. Slava, can you tell us, how do you think the Russian government feels now about the resolve of the Ukrainian people? They thought they were going to come in and, take care of their business in a month, and it's what, two years later or more, right? How surprised do you think they are at the resolve of the Ukrainian people?
Oh, excuse me, I am not ready to think about what is inside mind of Russian government. I'm just not ready dive in this madness. It's
fair
kind
enough.
of sick mind.
Yeah. Well, then, so let me pose the question differently. You're not, or maybe this isn't even a question. You're not surprised at the resolve of your fellow Ukrainian people, I would imagine.
Oh, we just do our best, and result sometimes depend of our work. Sometimes it's random.
Slava said to us, I asked him once, I said, I don't know if there are people like Katya and people like that around us every day. And he said, you'd be surprised when something happens, when war comes to your doorstep, you'd be surprised the heroes around you. And it's astonishing. These people are remarkable.
Do we have one or two questions from the audience? Anybody? She's very concerned about the U.S.'s upcoming election and the fact that, Trump may win. And we clearly know that Trump seems a little less concerned about the plight of Ukraine than a lot of us. Maybe Paula, do you want how are you feeling about this? Or either of you? Go ahead.
Yeah, do you want to answer that?
Slava, you probably have other things to worry about than what's happening in the United States. But go ahead, Paula.
It's really important that we continue to support Ukraine and any democratic nation or country in the world, because this isn't just a Ukraine issue. It's an issue for any country that wants to have freedom. And Slava, you want to follow?
If it's really, I hope our film is not especially about Ukraine, because it's about keep our humanity in darkest of times, about how important defends our democracy and defends our culture. And because this, I hope anybody can understand, if we cannot stop Putin in Ukraine, is somebody will must stop Putin somewhere in NATO countries, for example.
Yeah,
what you just said, I think, is so important. Sorry, excuse me. Stop. You're fighting to save democracy, but you're also fighting to save your culture. And that's what this film is about. And it's one of the most insidious parts of this war and many other wars, that what the other side is trying to do is to erase, as you say in the film, erase your culture, so that your culture and your people don't have their story anymore. Right? It's so important. And it's such an amazing way to frame it in terms of the way that you all made this film.
And I think it includes music and Daka Braka, right? That representing the resistance in music, and Slava and Anya through art, and Andrey. It's just all of those things, language, all of the things that make us unique.
Because it's kind of genocide war. Our culture is a main target of Russian invasion.
Right.
Since the start of this big war, so many our university was destroyed, so many our museums was destroyed, and so many our artists and writers and teachers and any important of for culture peoples was killed. And we must work. Nobody can fix this. Nobody can bring these people back to life. And because this, we must create all the time. We must create something new. We must continue our culture, continue our art.
Yeah.
And make this movie.
Okay, maybe one or two more audience questions. Go ahead. Where else are you traveling to showcase the film?
Yeah, the film is traveling around the world. It's also going to be doing in North America and Canada theatrical run in the fall. We have many more festivals ahead that we're doing. So our goal is to get this in front of people as much as possible. And we don't have a big distributor. We don't have that kind of marketing support that most films have, or a lot of films have. So what we really are asking of people is to help us, like the audience today, all of you. You are that grassroots word of mouth that we really need. And so we have a website, porcelainwar.com, that we'll be keeping updated on cities when it starts to release in the fall. We would love everyone's help to follow us on Instagram, help us amplify when we're going to be in a city and get people there, and to continue to spread the word. And I think that these people have done such a beautiful job humanizing this for most of us who watch the news, and it doesn't look like this.
Yeah.
Really, millions Ukrainian need your attention, and all my friends, all soldiers of my unit and other unit support our film so strong, and they think it's important for Ukrainians.
Yes. Okay, we have one more question. The questioner wants to know how your unit is, Slava. How is the dairy farmer? How is Katya? How is the drone guy? Is everybody okay?
They are in fight now. They defend Kharkiv. Fight around Kharkiv, too close to our city, and they now in fight for defense his family and his four homes and all people of our native city. They all still survive.
Yeah,
it's miracle. It's so good. It's really a miracle, because after Bakhmut, they was in more terrible situation, more complicated battle, and now nothing ended. All continue.
but your unit is incredibly well trained. Yeah, I mean, that's due to you, right? I mean, in part, you're not going to say so, but it is.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we congratulate you on this amazing film. Again, we're really honored to show it. We will do our part to spread, to amplify, like Paula said, as much as we possibly can. And we just really appreciate your taking the time to spend a little bit of time with us up on the big screen. Best of luck with everything, Slava. We really wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Thank you.